this to be what they do. And again, Donnie, see, these are just random Browns fans. Like these aren't high level people. Here's a random Browns fan. Hey, where's Tony Grossi? Where's Mary Kay Cabot? Where are the reporters that crucified him for speeding? How odd how they were quiet when it's something positive.
When everything transpired, I was out of town, so I was like, nah, the first thing I do when I get back, definitely come to the community.
Yes. You have quite the following. How do you like it? I mean, is it pretty cool to have that rabid of a fan base?
I don't even pay attention. I don't pay attention to it for real. Even real. I'm thankful though, but I focus on the main thing.
Breaking news. Shedeur Sanders, the star QB everyone's talking about, just silenced a major critic in a way that's got the internet on fire. Mary Kay Cabot, a longtime sports writer, made a bold statement, calling Shedeur's recent efforts to support his community unimportant. And let's just say, that did not go over well with his fans. They've been coming out in full force, not just defending Shedeur's actions, but calling out Cabot for her blatant disregard of the good he's doing off the field. And the most surprising part? They're not holding back. People are even bringing up Cabot's history, like how she's been quick to call out Shedeur over minor stuff like speeding tickets, while ignoring the bigger picture. This isn't just about a sports writer and a player. It's about loyalty, community, and showing up for what's right. In a world where it's easy to get lost in the chaos, Shedeur Sanders didn't just show up, he connected. He wasn't there to just throw a charity event or check off a box. He was there to be with the people, to stand beside them in their toughest moment. After the devastating fire that hit their community, he took it upon himself to make sure those affected felt like they mattered, like they were seen. As Shedeur walked through the area, greeting families, helping out, and just soaking in the atmosphere, he couldn't help but praise the spirit of the people around him. "The vibe here is so down to earth," he said, flashing that signature smile of his. "People are just real, and there's so much positivity. I don't understand why more people wouldn't want to come here and experience this."
I can tell everybody's vibe out here is down to earth. So a lot of people that didn't want me coming out here doing it, but I don't understand why. God told me to come out here, so I'm never going to question his word.
Meanwhile, while Shedeur was out there making a real difference, doing what few are willing to do, Mary Kay Cabot had something entirely different to say. She made it clear that she didn't see his efforts the same way the rest of the world did. In fact, she tried to downplay the whole thing, claiming that Shedeur's visit was nothing more than a personal choice. "It was his own decision to come here," Cabot said, brushing off the significance of his actions. "He wasn't obligated to be here. He could have easily shown up on Friday, after everything calmed down, instead of coming to Cleveland early to help out."
Well, first of all, this is the very brief time off that all NFL players have. So there's no need to be in Cleveland right now. The rookies, again, report on Friday.
It was a comment that felt calculated, almost as if she was attempting to discredit Shedeur's genuine efforts. By suggesting that he was in no way obligated to show up, she was minimizing the power of his choice to step up when so many others might have stayed away. But Mary Kay Cabot didn't stop there. Oh no, she took it a step further. And this time her words hit a little harder. In a truly eyebrow-raising moment, she outright declared Shedeur's community efforts as useless. Yeah, you heard that right. Useless. She argued that quarterbacks like him have no business involving themselves in those kinds of activities. According to Cabot, those efforts were irrelevant, a distraction from what really matters: football. She even doubled down, saying quarterbacks have nothing to do with charity work. Their focus should be on the game, not on helping those in need. And as if that wasn't enough, she went on to name-drop other quarterbacks like Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and Joe Flacco, suggesting that none of them should be wasting their time on anything that doesn't directly impact their performance on the field. But Shedeur wasn't fazed by any of it. In fact, if anything, the criticism only fueled him to push harder. Rather than retreat or respond with anger, he took a different route. He came out stronger, more determined than ever to show that his focus was on what really mattered. Using his massive platform, Shedeur took to Instagram, and this time he didn't just post a picture or a quick update. He opened up about the event, laying everything out for his followers. He made it clear that this wasn't about clout or gaining recognition. It was about something far deeper, helping those who were suffering, rebuilding a community torn apart by disaster. In his post, he called on his followers to do their part, to show up, and to donate whatever they could. "The people here need us," he wrote. "More people should come out and support. This isn't just my community, this is our community. It's about being there for each other, no matter what." While some, like Mary Kay Cabot, continue to downplay the significance of Shedeur's efforts, there are plenty of others who fully recognize the impact he's making on the ground. One of those voices came from none other than boxer Montana Love, who didn't hesitate to speak up and give credit where it was due. Montana praised Shedeur for his genuine commitment to the community, calling him a valuable asset, and emphasizing just how rare his actions are in a world where so many are quick to do the bare minimum for the sake of appearances. "Shedeur Sanders is a valuable asset to this community," Montana said, his words carrying weight. "He truly understands the importance of being there for the people who need it most." But it wasn't just about the praise. It was about the difference Shedeur is making, day in and day out. Montana went on to highlight what truly sets Shedeur apart from others in the spotlight. "He keeps an eye on what's happening in the community," Montana explained. "He doesn't just show up for a photo op. He genuinely wants to help and always finds ways to make a difference."
We got to continue to come together and continue to love on each other and put our resources together so we can heal the community. And having a relationship and having a relationship with Shedeur Sanders where you now know that he's in your community, understand what's going on in your community, he's been there, is different, it's so great.
And just when everyone thought the noise would quiet down, Shedeur made sure to put the final word on the matter with a video that went viral. In a calm, composed manner, he addressed the controversy head-on, and it was clear that the opinions of his critics weren't going to shake him. Sitting there, cool as ever, Shedeur looked straight into the camera and said, "We are Sanders Nation," his words carrying a quiet yet undeniable strength. "And we are not bothered by what Mary Kay Cabot said about me." No anger, no defensive rant, just pure confidence in his stance. It was the kind of message that showed he wasn't going to let anyone dictate his narrative, especially not a journalist trying to undermine the real work he was doing. He wasn't about to let a few negative voices drown out the positivity and the change he was actively creating. The impact of Shedeur's visit was nothing short of transformative. For a community that had been rocked by the devastation of the fire, his presence was a much-needed breath of fresh air. The residents were absolutely overjoyed, and it didn't take long for word to spread about the young QB's genuine act of kindness. For the children, it was pure joy. They had been through so much, and just seeing Shedeur show up, play with them, and lift their spirits in such a personal way was like a burst of light. They ran around, laughed, played games, and for the first time in a while, they forgot about the weight of their circumstances. It wasn't just the food or the activities that brought them happiness. It was the presence of someone who cared enough to show up and remind them that there was still joy to be found even in the hardest of times. While Shedeur Sanders was out there doing everything he could to uplift a devastated community, lending his time, energy, and resources to help those who needed it most, Mary Kay Cabot was busy doing something else entirely. Instead of focusing on the real issues at hand, the suffering of the people who had lost everything in the fire, she chose to shift the spotlight elsewhere. Instead of reporting on the dire situation or acknowledging Shedeur's efforts to help, Cabot decided to congratulate the Cleveland Browns for securing the funds. Yes, you heard that right. While the community was reeling, she was patting the Browns on the back for their financial support, almost as if the real story was about how the team secured some money for relief. It was a strange, tone-deaf move that left many people scratching their heads. And it didn't take long for fans and critics alike to call her out. People weren't just noticing the irony, they were pointing it out loud and clear. They saw the dual-faced nature of her coverage. Here was a writer who was quick to downplay Shedeur's meaningful community work, while applauding a professional football team for securing funds in a situation that required far more than just money. It needed action, heart, and humanity.
This part, to kind of insinuate the long bias that Mary Kay has had against Shedeur Sanders, the clear bias that he's had against Shedeur Sanders. Look what she had no problem tweeting out on July 1st. So, a statement from the Browns owners Dee and Jimmy Haslam on securing. Now, I want you to hear this. State funding for the enclosed stadium in Brook Park.
In the end, Shedeur Sanders showed the world exactly who he is, a leader, both on and off the field. Despite the criticism from Mary Kay Cabot and others who tried to undermine his community efforts, Shedeur remained focused on what truly mattered, making a tangible difference in the lives of those who needed it most. While critics focused on trivialities like his early visit or personal choices, Shedeur responded with action, proving that words and controversies couldn't shake his resolve. By organizing, mobilizing, and personally engaging with the people affected by the disaster, Shedeur not only amplified relief efforts, but also set a powerful example of what true leadership looks like. He turned what could have been a distraction into a catalyst for positive change, showing that real influence comes from authenticity and genuine care for others. Meanwhile, Mary Kay Cabot's attempt to downplay Shedeur's contributions only backfired. Her focus on congratulating the Browns for securing funds while disregarding the community's immediate needs revealed a stark disconnect from the heart of the issue. Fans quickly saw through the contradictions, calling out her dual-faced approach. In the end, Shedeur Sanders silenced his critics, not with words, but with his unwavering dedication to doing what was right. And that's something no one can take away from him. So, what do you think about Shedeur Sanders' actions in all of this? Was his commitment to the community a true reflection of leadership? Or do you think his critics have a point about athletes staying focused on their game? How do you feel about Mary Kay Cabot's take on the situation? Do you think she missed the mark, or was she just doing her job? Do you believe actions like Shedeur's should be celebrated more in the media? Or is there a line between sports and community work? We want to hear your thoughts. Drop your opinions in the comments below.